Hello, fun people. I'm Isaac Carlson, and welcome to the live reaction of Raya and the Last Dragon, the 59th Walt Disney feature animated film. I'm super excited to be able to watch it today, and I'm committed to finally being able to get on here and live react to this and be able to have a conversation about it afterward. But first, of course, let's talk about this trailer. A bold new beginning to the Walt Disney logo. She's got those ninja vibes here. She looks so bold and confident. And it's clear she's got some skills and she's going into this temple. Ooh, she got the Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones vibes.
Tuk-tuk, focus.
Tuk-tuk, come on, focus. I like Tuk-tuk so far.
Give me some shell. I gotcha.
A little guy. Oh, the temple is so mysterious. Like, where is she? But there's like some type of gears to it. Of course, it's from Moana and Frozen. Very cool. The water looks just immaculate. Oh, and it's just so beautiful. Oh no, who's this? It's got kind of those Avatar The Last Airbender vibes in the costuming and even the mask.
I trained to become a guardian of the Dragon Gem.
A guardian
This world has changed.
Of the Dragon Gem. Interesting.
And its people are
Oh,
divided.
wow. I love that. That's totally as the Moana, but also kind of like a Black Panther vibe to it.
I must find the last dragon.
The Last Dragon. Wow.
My name is Raya.
Raya, there we go. The Last Dragon.
You're getting a little too big for this, bud.
Tuk got a bit bigger. Wow. Wowzer. So fascinating. I think it's absolutely an intriguing trailer. And it appears to be some type of setup for her in her early life because Tuk got a lot bigger and she looks a lot older than she did at the beginning of the trailer. So it's kind of this interesting place to be set up in. We just kind of understand that she's this warrior adventurer who's going to be out looking for a dragon, the last dragon, of course. But what do you all think? What did you think of the trailer? I realized that in my previous attempts to react to this, I didn't fully leverage the power of a live stream of where we can actually be able to interact and talk about this. Molly, is this like a new movie? Yeah, this is the brand new trailer for the next Walt Disney feature animated film. Super intriguing for sure. Samahar. Caleb Smith says, I'm pretty sure that opening scene is like a training scene where she trains to break into the temple and to the wearing masks of her father or teacher. That's who the guy is. That's similarly what I'm thinking too, is that maybe this is someone who's training her. It's possibly a relative. I could definitely see that. Molly says, yeah, it looks super exciting. Yeah, I completely agree. I think this has the possibility of being something that's really, really cool. I feel like it's going to be able to capture a lot of the intriguing aspects of the culture of Southeast Asia and create a really compelling adventure that lots of people can get really excited over. Yeah, Lindsay, I absolutely agree with you. It's like Moana, Korra, and Indiana Jones kind of combined. And yeah, it's got a lot of interesting iconography. I loved getting to see the different warriors of the different peoples. I thought that was really bold. Oliver says she might be a warrior princess like Mulan. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It'll be interesting to see what angle they take with this. Is it going to be that she's a warrior who does large sacrifices, or is she a princess? Jackie says she also feels like a young Korra training hard to follow her task or destiny. Yeah, is she someone who is born to become a hero, or is she going to be someone who has to forge her own path? It seems like she's been training since a very young age. So we got Shiki says Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. They visited these countries to look at these inspirations for the animation. Yeah, and you can definitely see that. It's definitely got its own look and feel that feels distinct from something like Mulan and Moana. There's definitely some continuity between those other films, but it definitely has its own identity. ATM says, do you think Disney will do Magic Fairy Tales again? I think that Raya and the Last Dragon is a good representation of the direction that they want to go down with these more large-scale fairy tales, that it's going to be these big adventures that they're telling, that they're their own stories. Bass Oh my goodness. Basti says, the music reminds me of the one used in The Mandalorian. Oh yeah, I totally get those vibes as well. It's such a interesting like look and feel. It's such a bold and bright and interesting way to set up the film. I think it looks like such a great adventure film. Slish Slash says, it looks and sure sounds like a long journey with beautiful scenes. True that. I mean, like at least from the trailer thus far, it feels like they're really being able to capture something that's beautiful and bold and adventurous. Jolly says, I wonder what happened to the dragons. What kind of villain, or will there be a villain taking place to cause the disappearance of dragons? Yeah, is the dragon gem something that fuels the dragons, or is it something that is killing the dragons? Like, it definitely feels like it could be like different warring sides of humanity, but it feels like this is something that's going on. Like, all of the different people, like in this moment, they seem more unified. Oh, wow. And look at that. Is that like the curl of the heart of Tafiti? I don't know. Yo-Yo Boy says, the trailer makes it look like the person would not start singing a song like all the other Disney princesses have. She seems like a more down-to-business person. True. I can definitely feel those vibes. I mean, in this moment, like, you could really feel like everyone here is regal. And interestingly enough, the people in the front all seem to be women. So it's like this society feels like a more of a matriarchy than anything. Yeah, and there's just so many, like this desert realm, like you can tell that they're going to be taking this into different areas. Angela Lee says, hi, hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much. Mary says, I can't wait to see theories on this. Yeah, I'm really excited to be able to see what this entire story is going to be able to showcase to us. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the big reveal of the dragons. Even though we have gotten a depiction of what this dragon actually looks like from D23. Oh wow. And I mean, even when we're looking at it from here, it looks like the dragon is reaching for what's probably the dragon gem. And then there's some like purple darkness. You know, in Disney, it's very often that purple and green are the two colors that you really want to avoid. Those are the colors that are commonly linked with villains. So yeah, this darkness is like rushing over the clouds and it seems to be pushing away dragons, except for this one. Blondie says, I can sense that Sisu, the dragon, is the mythical Bakuana from the Philippines. Interesting. That's something I definitely will want to take note of and start doing research about. You know, we got to figure out how to look into this, because if it's a combination of a ton of myths, it's going to be difficult to like pull apart, but it's definitely going to be intriguing to learn about. Um, One of Rainbow says, but purple and green are such nice colors. True that. Yeah. But I mean, when you pull it from like Maleficent, it's so clear that it's just such a bold color. I mean, like for Moana though, we do get that green is linked with life. So it just depends on the context of the colors are situated. Faith White says, rain is also a common theme in this movie. It's the scroll poster near the end and in the flashback. True, that's a good point. That there's this unifying factor of rain and water. I mean, like here she's got this beautiful image of her looking into the puddle, that she's staring at her own reflection. Jordan Green says, plot twist, the dragons are actually evil and greedy, and the darkness is just being represented as evil by the dragons. Ooh, wow, that would be a very interesting direction to take this. That would be fascinating. I'm a Bratz Girl says, oh, maybe the dragons created the stone, or maybe it was an agreement between the two, but then one snatched it, breaking the possible agreement. Yeah, I wonder how many dragons there actually were. Like, how many people are in existence fighting over this? Yeah, and how many dragons actually exist? Like, is this person protecting the dragon gem? And why are people protecting it if it was originally something that was created or supported the dragons? Cricket Unleashed says, will Kion return in the upcoming Lion King movie sequel? I don't necessarily think so. I think that's going to be its own thing. Similarly to how Raya and the Last Dragon is going to be its own franchise being built moving forward. I'm really happy to see this trailer. I feel like there's so much potential in what they're showing thus far. I mean, really, it's going to come down to, I think, execution, because I think from everything we've seen thus far, there's absolutely the possibility of a compelling story existing within this. Alawana says, reminds me of Moana, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Star Wars, Avatar, Frozen, Brave, How to Train Your Dragon, like everything all rolled up into one, but it also feels like a TV movie. Still cool though. Yeah, I definitely can sense a lot of different different technologies and animation styles and interpretations and cultures kind of all coming together here. Carl says, here wears Hanja mask with comes from Japan and China. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's so much detail. It's definitely going to be a beautiful film. You can tell that they poured in a lot of thought process into depicting the culture here. And, you know, I hope that's going to be able to support a very powerful story going forward. Yeah, Camilla says, reminds me of Legend of Korra. Yeah, I definitely get those similar vibes. And, you know, that will be an interesting thing to see how they'll, like, continue to create this world using these different interpretations of Southeast Asian culture and backgrounds. Gordman says, as someone with Southeast Asian background, this hits different. Can't wait. I'm so glad that it's something that you're excited about, especially having a background in that culture. Yo-Yo Boy says, Tuk Tuk is gonna be the Olaf of this movie because he will make everyone laugh. Yeah, I hope. It'll be interesting to see. I wonder if he'll actually talk or if he's just going to be like kind of speechless like Appa was in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think there's going to be a lot of comparisons between those two. Yeah, Fabiola brings up a good point. The music was super engaging in this. It really brought up a bit of memories of that was brought up before The Mandalorian, but also what am I thinking of now? The Mandalorian. Oh yeah, Kung Fu Panda. I've really been intrigued by the soundtrack of Kung Fu Panda and how more more native music is integrated to create an American animation. And I think this has a good blend between those two. Cartoon Universe, do you think it'll be on theaters and Disney Plus? To my knowledge, and as this says, actually, we'll go back to this, as it says, in theaters March 2021. So it's clear that the intent is to release this in theaters. Of course, it'll eventually come to Disney Plus, but the initial intention is to bring it to theaters. And hopefully by then the world will be in a state where we'll actually be able to watch it in theaters. That's, I mean, that would be ideal for me. That's what I would definitely want. Frosty Phoenix says, really excited for this one. Absolutely agree. I'm feeling very optimistic seeing this initial trailer. Now, I did get, I've been built up and kind of let down in the past by other projects released by Disney and Pixar. So I'm staying cautiously optimistic, but they did a good job of framing the film thus far with this. I'm very pleased with what we're getting. I mean, come on. We got a ninja princess. We don't just have a soldier anymore. We got a ninja princess. There we go. Faith White says, I hope we can. I miss the theater. I totally agree. I miss the theater too. I wish that I had the ability to go out and experience the world a lot more. Luigi Marinus Gaming says, I'm curious when Encanto gets a trailer. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a feeling that's going to come out closer to when when this movie actually comes out, when Raya and the Last Dragon comes out. I think that's when we'll likely see the next trailer. But, I might be wrong. I'm not an expert in that front. Marie says, do you think Maleficent is one of the dragons? Maybe she'll be the last dragon. Interesting thought. We already got the how are all the films going to connect together thoughts. I've got a feeling though that this is going to be the last dragon, and this is going to be its own independent character that we'll get to discover. Annalise says she looks like Korra in Avatar. Yeah, I know. The powerful imagery that's throughout this, I think, is going to be able to be compared a lot to Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, because that's the most prominent and popular depiction of this culture thus far, or these cultures, really, these different countries. But I think this is the premise of really being able to establish its own identity once we begin to start seeing this story and lore be able to come to life. I mean, come on, Tuk Tuk looks so good, so cute, such a good way to introduce him. I'm interested to see, like, how will this how will these characters develop over time? What's the time frame going to be like? I'm super excited to be able to learn more about this. But I mean, from how we've seen this, like, this kind of like Tomb Raider vibe, this adventurer within Raya, I'm very optimistic of the state of this character and this story. And I hope that we get something really empowering and super engaging. I think we definitely are going to be able to have the opportunity to see like something like this coming forward. Carl says she also wears blue, is a good color to wear for ninjas in a dark night, so it blends in with the night. I think she can be a Koanachi female ninja. I hope I said that right. Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of learning curves and the pronunciation as we continue to learn more about this culture. But yeah, I'm feeling very, very excited about this. I think there's a possibility for something really great and really impactful to be in this. But, if you're watching this live or you're watching this in the replay, let me know what your thoughts are. What did you think of Raya and the Last Dragon? Are you excited about it? Do you think we'll get to see this in theaters? Do you think this is going to be the next great Walt Disney animated feature film. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, but more optimistic than anything. I'm really excited to see what an adventurer, ninja, Southeast Asian princess is going to be like. Hopefully there'll be music, but even if there isn't, I'm just hoping it's going to be a compelling story. But that's where I'm coming from. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm super excited to be able to continue to explore this. Thanks for coming to watch with me, and I hope you have a very magical day.